Hey, this is Emily from Make Tech Work for You. And if you've talked to me before, then you've heard me say that spreadsheets are an important part of any healthy tech ecosystem at any organization. They're pretty easy to pick up and learn, fairly easy to use. I think they're even kind of easy to start to love. That's my mission in life, to help people love their technology. And I think spreadsheets can do that for us. And I wanted to share an example of one spreadsheet that I'm using in a tech ecosystem and how I set myself up for failure, but then used a portion of Google Sheets that can be also done in Excel to help me get over that failure and have more success. So here you can see I've got a Google Sheet that's set up with the days of the year. Every day has two slots, an AM and a PM slot. And we have this because my organization doesn't have a scheduling tool, a scheduling platform for helping us schedule some of our work. And we've been using this Google Sheet, which actually has been working out pretty well. It's a well-liked tool. It's got a purpose that it serves. And we even hooked it up with Zapier to update a Google Calendar that people can have their events on when they update this scheduling document. The only problem is I've got like 25 to 30 people in here, and they each have their names on a different tab, and all the tabs are supposed to look the same. But if I need to make a change, big or small, that should be on every tab, it can be a nightmare to try to update every single tab. So I wanted to show everyone just a quick tip that you can record yourself through this macros record macro. And you'll have to play around with it a little. You have these options: use absolute references, use relative references. We can talk about that more another time, but just wanted to show how what I had to do was, my goal here was to collapse the first half of the year, because we've gone through the first half of the year. We don't need to keep seeing all of these events, all of these dates. So I'm going to head down to the end of June here, a good 300 so days in. And I am going to highlight them all, right click over here. You could do this in several different ways, but I'm going to right click. I'm going to say group these rows 9 through 370. Now the first row that we see after we collapse that grouping is July 1st AM. So great, save my macro. Let's say it is collapse first half. We're going to call it that. And I can even have a shortcut for it. So I'm going to call it Control-Alt-Shift-9. Save. Great. If I had to go and do all of these steps on my next tab, highlight everything, group the column or group the rows, collapse them and all that, it could take a little while. And depending on the changes you need to make, if they're bigger, if there's a lot more, then it could take even longer. But instead, I can go back up to tools and I can run that macro, that collapse first half, or I could just hit Control-Shift-Alt-9. I hit it, it says it's running. Sometimes you might need to authorize. Yep, I do want to authorize. Great. And now I'll hit it again, Control-Shift-Alt-9. Running the script. You can see it do the actions that I just did. It highlighted all those rows, it grouped them, and it collapsed them, because that's what I recorded myself doing. If I go to the next tab, Control-Shift-Alt-9, I'll even do it from here. Macros run the collapse first half. You can see I have a number of different macros in here because I have to make changes a lot. So now I really just have one or two clicks across each of these tabs, and we could definitely automate this more through Google Scripts to just do it all with one click, but we don't have to get there. It doesn't have to be that far outside of the easy manual thing. So all I did was I went to Tools, Macros, Record Macro. I recorded myself doing something, and then I played that macro again. I ran that script that got created based on my recording on the next tabs. It really works in these situations when you've got tabs that look alike and they all need a change made to them. Again, there's many different ways to do this, but this is a great one, and it makes spreadsheets just healthier, a healthier part of your tech ecosystem. If you have any processes that you need to speed up or that you've got doing repetitive kind of manual tasks and you want to learn ways to automate them, put it in the comments. And if you've got cool Google Sheets tips, put them in there too.